the way. It's going to take some practice.
What's up, guys? KG here. We are going to be breaking down the NBA Hoops DFS slate for today, 11/17/2023. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. It is much appreciated, and it does help me grow as well. Helps get the channel out there a little bit. And we're going to talk about the DFS slate, hop in some drafts. So yeah, maybe at the end we can talk about the football this weekend and what we saw last night. We'll see. But yeah, we're going to try to keep this show at an hour, and I'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys. So today, like I said, we do have a little bit of a show here for you as well. We are already in a draft, getting in the trenches, as some would say. We did get the 101 in this draft, so we do have Jokic on the team. Victor Wembanyama is who we're going to go with here, and follow it up with Trae Young pick. I like Victor Wembanyama today. I also like Trae Young today. Julius Randle projects really well, plays the Wizards. Wizards are typically a blowout game. I feel like Trae Young actually could have a good game tonight against Philly. Should be a close game. So that game should not have much blowout potential. But we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We can only project so much. But that is what the projections are currently right now for that game. Today's slate, I think we got an 11-gamer today. Pretty solid as far as how much we have going today. Oh, that's my guy, Pete. I did not mean to do that. I'm trying to get my chat room up as well here on my phone. So we have an 11-gamer today. Pretty decent sized slate today. A lot better than yesterday. Yesterday, we were pretty close to placing top 5 if it wasn't for good old Pod. And Pod knocked me from 5th to 14th yesterday. So we went from being up about $1,700 to about $150 yesterday. It's pretty sad, pretty unfortunate, but at least we're up. You know, it is what it is at the end of the day. At least we're up. So moving on to today's slate with a new mindset, new game plan. For some odd reason, I'm clicking James Harden today. I'm a madman. I know you can call me a madman, and I would totally look at you straight in the face and say, yeah, you're probably right. But it's okay. It's okay because we ride. We ride in these streets, and we ride with the punches, the blows, and we do everything we can possible to ride with those blows. And it's okay because at the end of the day, we wake up and we see a new day. So it is what it is. At this spot, I have a lot of Paolo here. I do like Paolo Banchero quite a bit. I think we're going to go Vooch, though. Still no DeMar DeRozan. It's just a pretty decent matchup, and we'll catch him on the flip here with Paolo. I still think this is a really good matchup for Paolo. I've been taking him a little bit in these drafts. I haven't gotten to do a whole lot of these drafts yet. I think I've only done like 3, maybe 4. This is my 4th, I think. And out of the 4, so far 3 of them have Jokic. So that's cool. We're definitely not going to be taking Harden in this one just because I want to take some other guys as well. I want to divvy it up. Michael Porter against New Orleans. I'm not really huge on that. Cade Cunningham is a guy that's kind of going way above where I'd expect him to. You know, typically he's been going in the 5th, which is interesting. I'd want him in the 6th if it were me. Lauri Markkanen is another guy that I feel is pretty overpriced right now at ADP. Currently, anyways, we're kind of looking at the projection models here of what we are projecting. James Harden, like I said, has a really, really good matchup against Houston. I really want to click. I want to keep clicking James Harden because I know people are shying away from that. And on top of that, he has a really good matchup, and Russ has volunteered to sit. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, I think it could work now that we have, maybe one less ball guy on the court. And Harden is the ball dominant person that is going to take the ball up and be the playmaker and the facilitator of that team. I do feel like it's going to work a little bit better now. Just simply put, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I will show you guys the projections that I have currently outlined on my side. Jaylen Brown, questionable. A lot of Q tags today. LeBron's questionable. KP's questionable. Garland questionable. Donovan Mitchell questionable. Embiid questionable. Giannis questionable. I'm trying to think who else off the top of my head. DeMar DeRozan is questionable. I don't know if DeMar's going to play or not. I don't think he is, but we'll see. Gordon Hayward's questionable. We're getting a little bit deeper here. RJ Barrett's still questionable. I still don't know if like Suggs and Bagley are going to be playing tonight. I mean, we're getting really deep here. So those are guys that probably you won't even be picking anyways if you are doing this late. So it's kind of where I'm at with that. Cade Cunningham goes. Unfortunate for me there. I do like Jaylen Brown in this matchup against Toronto. KP, I don't know that he's going to go tonight. We'll see. Last night was kind of iffy. Tonight, we'll see. I don't even know if that game's going to stay close enough for that to even be a thing. Karis LeVert has been surprisingly good thus far. At least in my opinion, it's a little surprising. But I am concerned that he has a matchup with Detroit, and Detroit is just kind of like a wild card. You never know what you're getting from Detroit. So it's kind of tough to project that matchup. Let's see. Aaron Gordon versus the Pelicans. Not a huge fan of that. I'm not a huge fan of the Nuggets and Pelicans matchup tonight. I'm kind of playing it safe and avoiding that in a way. Well, we're going to go Jaylen Brown and go with it. Just go with the Jaylen Brown pick here. Move on with our lives. We do have two Jaylen Browns picks here with Jokic. We do have a Harden pick. This one has Harden and Brown, so it's kind of like, it is what it is. Nobody's taking Harden, so I'm kind of leaving Harden alone in the 6th right now. It is what it is. But we will go ahead and look at the rankings on the slate here. I haven't set my rankings yet. I do need to upload the CSV file that I have from my projections, but I have yet to do that. So what we could do here is go ahead and do that. Let me do this real quick here. We could put our projections or the projections for the slate here on on Underdog, and then we will kind of adjust my rankings based off of what I have on my side. So right now I do have Anthony Davis up here. He might not stay there. I do want to move Giannis up a spot over Sabonis. I think Giannis's matchup against Charlotte is the best matchup on the slate. I think it has the most boom potential on the slate. I don't know why he's going so cheap, but obviously it's the questionable tag, right? It is the questionable tag that is forcing him down. So that's kind of my thing there. Victor Wembanyama, moving him way up. Good matchup tonight in Sacramento. DeMontis versus him. I like the edge that he gets size-wise. And on top of that, the team that likes to attack the basket has good three-point shooting. De'Aaron Fox has gotten much better at the three-point line. So I feel like that's a guy who also, can defend the perimeter at a fine enough level to where I move him up. And he projects really well. I've been listening to these projections quite a bit. If you guys haven't already, make sure y'all go sub over to Basketball Monster. I will post their link down here below. Give me just a moment here. I will type it up. basketballmonster.com. There you go. I will go ahead and put that in the chat as well. There you go. Basketball Monster. That is where I get my projections from. So if you guys want, I'm sure they're discounting the season as the days go. So that's kind of where that is right now. we're looking at projections. Let's see. So we have Victor Wembanyama. KD moves up here. KD's still showing he can do it all with D-Book on the floor. KD's a better rebounder than D-Book, obviously. I'm not going to say better playmaker because he's not, but he still gets his job done. He still gets his buckets in. I do really like KD tonight as well. Trae Young. Go ahead and insert him. As I've already said, I do like him tonight against the Sixers. I think that game is going to be close. And projections have it close, which I'm kind of, like I said, I'm surprised they have it this close. I think they have the Hawks actually favored by 1.5 right now, which to me feels a little bit crazy, but I can see it at least. I took the Sixers at -1.5 last night. So, and it was plus money. So I felt good about that. I don't really know why they're so low right now on them. I'm just not entirely sure why they're so low on the Sixers. I get they had a bad game last night, or the 2 nights ago. It would have been 2 nights ago. My apologies. But I don't know. That to me seems a little strange. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is, And we just ride with it. We are just here riding along the waves of the DFS train. So trying to push through everything that has happened thus far this season. It's been an interesting year so far, to say the least. Like I said yesterday, we got screwed by Brandon Pod. I'm not going to try to say his last name. Podzemski. However you say his Poda, whatever the heck his last, I don't know. However you say his last name, we got screwed by that guy. He got a rebound and an assist at the end of the game, and it just kind of went on from there. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Bad beats suck all the time. They just do. It is what it is. And I hate the fact that I had to go through it, but I was very tilted last night about it. Today I'm not as tilted, but I'm still pretty tilted, to say the least. It is what it is, man. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Luckily for me, I didn't lose money, but sometimes you just got to accept the fact that you were that close, you were one move away, and I definitely could have taken something home last night. We'll put it that way. Literally the winner, he had one player different than my team, and it was Lonnie Walker over Kyle Lowry. So I had Lowry, he had Walker. 9 more points would have won me the contest and tied with him. Shout out Andy. Andy is the one who did end up taking the slate down yesterday. Part of the Badge Bros. If you guys haven't already followed them on Twitter, make sure y'all go do that as well. Good group of guys. Like I said, their Discord's pretty awesome too. It seems like we're winning quite a bit, so that's nice to see at the very least. We have Tyrese Maxey here. Kawhi. It seems like I don't know how to project the Clippers right now. Genuinely, I don't know how to project these Clippers right now. Where's Donovan Mitchell going? Where Tatum is? Let's see. Is he one below Tatum? Yeah, he's one below Tatum. So he's like right here. Okay. Like I said, Donovan has the questionable tag. I don't even know if he's going to play tonight. It's good for the fact of the matter that we could sit here and, we could debate these Clippers all day and night. Honestly, I don't know who's going to go off on a nightly basis. I really don't at this point. Russ Westbrook, obviously volunteering to sit. That's kind of nice because it takes one less guy out of the equation of who can do what exactly. So now he can run his own kind of unit, I guess, for lack of better wording. Russ can, and he can do his thing. So that part of it is nice. However, I still don't love the fact that there's 3 ball dominant guys in the starting 5. I don't know. We'll just have to see how that works tonight. I I'm not going to say I'm totally off of it, obviously, because I do like Harden and the matchup he's getting tonight, but I just don't know how much you can trust it tonight. To be quite frank with you, I don't trust it 100%. But at the end of the day, it's how the cookie crumbles, and that is what it is. So we have Cade Cunningham. Let's see here. We have him right below Shaden Sharp. Shaden Sharp's becoming another one of those guys that I'm struggling to trust. You know, if Kristaps ends up having an injury come back and say he's fine, I'd say this is a pretty good spot for Kristaps against Toronto. Podol being the center. Not a huge fan of Podol, but he's good enough to get the job done, especially as a Raptor. So, Pascal Siakam, Evan Mobley. There he is. Evan Mobley under Pascal. Then we have Kuzma. Kuzma's been kind of a letdown the last couple nights. You kind of hope for better with Kuzma, but they just get so far down and it's so hard for them to keep up with anybody. So it's kind of like one of those things where they get so far down and they can't get back in games. So they just bench their starters and call it a day. And it's not a pretty scene in Washington right now at all. It is what it is, but where is Zach Collins? I don't even see Zach Collins. Yeah, I don't even see Zach Collins. So we're just going to act like Zach Collins doesn't exist. Yeah, I really don't see Zach Collins, and I don't think he's going to be down this low. So where is he exactly? Collins, Sexton. Zach Collins, where are you? Did I pass him? Maybe. There's Levine. Yeah, I don't see Zach Collins. Am I blind? I have to be blind. Let me filter this real quick. I have to be blind. There's no way Zach Collins isn't on this list. Okay, he is on the list. Where's he at, though? Zach Collins. Let's do this. So it's not finding Zach Collins. That's weird. John Collins. Where's Zach? Oh, well. It is what it is. Moving on. Now, where was I? Evan Mobley, Kuzma. Okay, I was like Kuzma. Anyways, moving on. Tobias Harris. See, we're starting to get into the guys where it's like, why would I ever even consider drafting these guys? I actually kind of like these guys here a little bit more. I think this is fine. To where I can kind of export this out and go with it. Oh, hey, there's Zach Collins. Move Zach Collins back up here. Kuzma. There we go. Bro, where do they have Brunson? They have Brunson way down here on the projections today. That's interesting. All right, well, I think this is a pretty good start at the very least. I think Karis LeVert's an interesting one. I think Porter Jr. is an interesting one. Drew's interesting in my eyes. Who else do I like here? There's really nobody else here that I would go after necessarily. So there's that information. We're gonna go ahead and save this and import it into this guy. There we go. Go ahead and hit save. So it should have Giannis fourth. Yep. Okay. So we're good. So now we have our rankings set. We're good to go. We can start entering some draft rooms. We'll go ahead and start entering some draft rooms here now as we speak. So let's go ahead and get in there. Get in there and start going crazy. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let me go ahead and quote tweet this. And then I'll go ahead and post the link to the stream as well. All right. So we got the third pick. Yep. Okay. Third pick. This probably is going to be an AD share. Like I said before, Anthony Davis probable to play tonight. Didn't have a great night last night. All blowout pretty much. Giannis has the best matchup on the slate, I feel like, but questionable tag might push him down, especially with non-badge drafters. So we'll see kind of what happens here. Only have 3 badges in here. Not very many at the very least. So that should help our case a little bit here, I would say. You guys enjoy, like I said, please make sure to drop a like, comment down below. Let me know who's on your slate today. Who is you guys' favorite picks today? Like I said, I'm a James Harden guy today. It's a little scary to say that out loud. Woes just tweeted, Sun star Bradley Beal is expected to miss several more games with his lower back. All right. Well, Bradley Beal has been a total bust so far for them. Looks like everybody's not really worried about Joel Embiid so far. So that's cool. Projection-wise, right now, they have Giannis ahead of Anthony Davis. I'm not willing to die on the hill, I don't think yet. But I do like the matchup still for Anthony Davis. It's not like it's a big difference between the two. If you can get an Anthony Davis and Giannis Antetokounmpo team, that'd be huge. We'll see what happens here, though. As the questionable tags have kind of gotten to us. A couple days ago, they got to us pretty badly with Drew and Kristaps being out. That was pretty rough. Where I had to pick swap in Derek White. That one was pretty rough. There's been some pretty rough Q tags that have gotten us recently. Giannis goes 5th. Clearly not worried about the questionable tag on him. De'Aaron Fox going at the 8th spot. ADP wise. Excuse me. De'Aaron Fox just doesn't feel like a good value to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Plays San Antonio tonight. Good matchup. No Devin Vassell. Kings and Spurs could low-key be a good game where teams are scoring like crazy. We will see, though. Like I said, we will see. LaMelo Ball goes right there. I feel comfortable enough in this situation to go Victor Wembanyama. I do know that we're taking him quite a bit to start early. I just think Sacramento's a great matchup for him. It feels like something that I would like to take advantage of. So I'm going with it. I'm rocking with it. Dame against Charlotte. Let's just say Giannis gets ruled out. Dame's upside is this game right here. 37, 4, 13, and 2 steals, 63 points. I mean, that is what Dame can do if he's on his peak. That's what he can do. LeBron James goes there. Dame goes right after. See who he does. Dame and Trae Young to follow up with the Jokic pick. Not a terrible, terrible place to be. If I can, I'm going to try to follow it up with Julius Randle here on my squad, which looks like I'm going to be able to. Let me look and check my projections here just in case. Donovan Mitchell's higher. If Dono plays tonight, this could be a really glitchy team. I'm going to go ahead and take Dono here. I don't think 4th round Dono is going to be accessible to me and this team. So I'm going to try to get as much Dono as I can mixed in here and go with it. Because I think 3rd round Dono is pretty good while he has the Q tag. Obviously, right hamstring strain, not the greatest of things you want to hear. But at the end of the day, like I continue to say, it is what it is at this time. So next pick, we're kind of looking at Sengun. No bigs really on the Clippers that I feel good about playing. So it is what it is. Like I've said in time and time again, it is what it is. And it's something that I feel good about playing tonight. So we're up in 2 picks here. Jalen Brunson, Paul George. Interesting picks there. I'm not a huge fan of those picks. Scotty Barnes, I do like that pick quite a bit. We got Brandon Ingram, Alperun Sengun. Laurie still up here. I haven't been drafting a much Laurie Markkinen recently. We're going to go Sengun here. I like Sengun a lot tonight against the Clippers. Great matchup for him. Should do pretty well, I would think, for the most part. But we'll see. We will see. If anybody ever wants to come on the show sometime, let me know. I'd love to have you guys on. Brandon Ingram going there at the 23rd spot. This is just to get some ADPs out there. I'm going to do a couple drafts just to kind of get, where the market is right now on people. Pascal Siakam, 24. I've seen Pascal in like the 5th round in some of these drafts, like late 5th, early 6th. I'm kind of hoping Paolo falls to me here. I don't really want Mobley. Zion, I don't really want either. Okay, cool. We're going to get Paolo Banchero. I think that's a really good choice here. To kind of get on the flip side of it, I think it's a pretty good choice. Pretty good choice. Kawhi Leonard already was gone, so that's kind of rough. Harden is still here. Brown, Vooch, Evan Mobley, Asar Thompson. I understand why people are so high on him. I just am not a big fan of the matchup tonight with him at all. Cleveland, good rebounding team. Not really huge on having to go up against Mobley and Jarrett Allen. Maybe the projections change a little and it gets me to where I can get some of Asar Thompson. But right now, as it stands, not a huge fan of Asar Thompson tonight. But he's still good. He's still a good player. And he's definitely one of those guys that was slept on for the early part of the season. He was my kind of glitch, I guess you could say, for lack of better wording. But I do think he's better than some of these options tonight. DeJounte Murray, not a huge fan of DeJounte Murray at all tonight against Philly. I'm thinking tonight's a Trae Young night. Cade Cunningham, I do like him quite a bit. We are going to go with Cade. Late 6th there. That's a pretty good pick, I feel like. So, this team, we ended up with Anthony Davis, Victor Wembanyama, Donovan Mitchell, Sengun, Banchero, and Cade Cunningham. Not a bad little squad there. I'm okay with this squad. So, James Harden going off the board to Zach's. Zach's with the projections right there. That see what I'm saying about the projections, guys? These guys all have these projections. Like, not necessarily basketball monster, but they have ETR. They have some kind of projection sheet that is going through, and the projections right now are saying James Harden has a decent night tonight. Now that we don't have to battle Russell Westbrook and watch that battle kind of transpire, it makes that matchup a lot easier to be able to have now. Now we can have a conversation about James Harden actually getting assists now. So that's really nice to be able to have that conversation. If you guys haven't been on Underdog yet, make sure you guys sign up using the promo code KGMakesUQuit. This is the basketball contests for the day. We will just click on NBA and show you guys those real quick. These are the basketball contests for the day. The buzzer beater is almost full. 20 entry max, $3 to enter. That's for your small bankrolls. I've been entering these quite a bit, maxing those at $3 each, so it's $60 to max. Typically max those. Today I might not get to it. Full court press, 12-person drafts with all the Q tags. It should be an interesting full court press. I think it's definitely something you could take advantage of. and look at this slate today and kind of take advantage of it. Big slate, as I've said. So first place gets $2,000 in this. So there's only 2,500 entries. So not very many entries, and you can max out at max 75. So you can max out at 75 entries if you really want to put in 75 entries. I would not advise putting in 75 entries, but do what you want to do, because if you do put in 75 entries, let's go ahead and do the math on this real quick. Times that by 9. You'll spend that much money only to win $2,000. I'm just not. That's not the best of ROI right there. Not a huge fan. Plus, it takes a lot of time to draft 12-person drafts. So, not the biggest of fans. If you want to do this, I would probably put in 10. If you want to do something kind of nice, 10, 10 drafts, that'd be good. That's kind of what I'm thinking. If you guys want to play the Fast Break Friday, make sure you guys have a good bankroll, good solid bankroll. Mine's built up a little bit here, so I can throw a decent amount of shots at this and feel okay. Um, you know, that's what I encourage the most, is making sure you guys have the bankroll to do what you're doing. Because if you don't, it can get very stressful and it can just not be an enjoyable experience anymore. So you guys are going to want to make sure you guys do get a good bankroll as we get the 5th pick in this draft. Chris Jeff in the draft room today. Mr. Jeff's brother, I believe, is this is who I'm speaking with. I believe the other one is what's his name? I can't remember who it is. No, this is Chris. Okay. Chris is from my Twitter, so I talked to Chris a little bit. We talked a little bit before season. I'm not the best when it comes to best ball, basketball, that is. Baseball and football, really football, I guess, is where my strong suit is when it comes to best ball or anything, really. NBA's treated me really well this year so far, but I'm still real big on basketball or football. I mean, my bad. I'm still probably the biggest in football. I don't really play the BRs in football, so that's kind of, is what it is type deal. Jokic goes 1 and Embiid goes 2. See who Skies goes at 3 here. Probably Anthony Davis. Like I said, the top 3 right now to me are pretty easy to take at Jokic, Embiid, AD, and then after that, it's kind of like what your risk tolerance is. So Giannis goes 4. That does not surprise me in the least bit. I am going to go ahead and take Tatum here. I like Tatum quite a bit. Taking him over Sabonis. I just am not a big fan of the Sabonis pick today. You can have Sabonis if you want. I'm just not a big fan of it today. Blowout potential is very, very, very readily there. Kings do play their players, though, so I will give them that. They do play their players. So that is one advantage you have with getting Domas Sabonis, is knowing that the Kings are going to play their players and be gritty. So that is one advantage you do have. I will admit that. But I'm not on that trade. I cannot quit yawning. This is annoying. Oh, man. All right. We need some of the Drake album. You know what I mean? You need the Drake album. Get some music on. I don't believe you guys can hear it. Some music on. I don't believe you guys can hear it. Yeah, you guys can't. So it's probably for the better. Durant, Sabonis goes here. We're probably going to go De'Aaron Fox or LaMelo. I'd prefer De'Aaron Fox. We will get the other side of that San Antonio game, probably at some point, maybe. I like De'Aaron Fox tonight more than I do Sabonis. But yeah, I just want to hop on here and do a couple drafts real quick. Last night was pretty rough as far as football goes. Joe Burrow, not looking like he's going to be returning in a week or two. Mark Andrews, probably done for the year, unfortunately. So I don't really know how to feel about that too, because like the Ravens need him. Like the Ravens really, really need him. So it really sucks that he's out. Scotty Barnes goes at the 14 spot. He's kind of hoping to get Scotty Barnes. It is what it is, though. Maxi going in round 3 to me feels cheap. I do like the fact that he is cheaper now and people are actually on a realistic level with him. Um, that to me feels good. The people are actually realistically projecting him now, because what they were projecting him as was just very unrealistic, in my opinion. LeBron goes. That's kind of who I was looking at, was LeBron. We're going to go Julius Randle here and hope that Washington's game is not a blowout. That's kind of the hope. So I don't believe this guy's here, which sucks because that means I'm probably not going to get Nano. Let's see what happens here. Yeah. It's kind of what I figured. Ingram's a good pick. Sengun's a good pick. I like both of them here. I think we're going to go Sengun. I think Sengun's probably going to be one of my most drafted guys this year, or this slate, I guess, for lack of better wording. I almost said this year. I don't know why I said this year, but he could be most drafted this year. I'm going to take Sengun, call it a day, pass it on Lori. I don't know. There's just something about the Jazz that I don't like either. Like, oh man. Not a big Lori guy today. It'll probably bite me in my butt at some point, but it is what it is. My gosh. I can't quit yawning. Brunson going at the 406. That just feels so early. See who else he takes. So Friday night, so obviously tonight's slate's going to be kind of nice. And they're playing games tonight, so that's nice as well. They're tournament games. So that makes me feel a little bit better about taking some of these guys too, just as the competitive spirit. Do. Go ahead and take Paolo. If I can get Kawhi here, I'll take him. But it's not looking likely here. Looking like this is going to be Kawhi and Mobley. Okay with James Harden. We are going to get James Harden here again. Like I've said before, we do have this as well. All right, so there's our team. So we got kind of an idea of what goes where: Tatum, Fox, Randall, Sengun, Paolo, and James Harden. So this is the slate today for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment down below of who you guys like today in tonight's slate. And I will catch you guys later in the next one. Be back tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow or not. I'll probably be on Twitch tomorrow. I do have a tournament tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm even gonna be playing tomorrow. We'll see though. But anyways, I will catch y'all later. I will see y'all later. Peace.